Hi guys, in the last video we added and subtracted matrices. This time we're going to be multiplying them. All you do for multiplying matrices is you multiply the number outside by the number inside. Okay, so just like last time, your answer is in a matrix form, so you have to have the brackets around it. A lot of you guys turned in homework with no brackets last time. You gotta have brackets on it for a matrix. Okay, so now we do 2, the outside number by the inside. 2 times 3, and you put it in that same position, 6. Then you're going to do 2 times 18, which is 36. Then you do 2 times the bottom, which is 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. That goes in the same position that that 7 was. And then 2 times a negative 21 is a negative 42. So all that you're doing is taking this outside number and multiplying by each inside number, so the 4 inside numbers, and then you get 4 answers. Okay, so now we're going to throw some numbers into it. Now, last time when we were doing adding and subtracting, you can't add and subtract letters and numbers, but you can multiply. Remember, different letters can be multiplied, but not added and subtracted. So our answer always has to be in a matrix. So we do outside times all of these things. So x times 3 is 3x. It goes in that same position. X times 7, 7x. X times y, x, y. It could be yx. They usually try to do it in alphabetical order, but it really doesn't matter. Then x times z, x, z. X times 14 is 14x. X times a would be ax. X times 9 would be 9x. X times negative 6, negative 6x. And x times negative 4, negative 4x. So if it's a number and a letter being multiplied, you just stick that letter on the end of the number. Okay, so in this time the next question we're multiplying by AC, which seems kind of weird. I'm going to make a big matrix here for our answers. But AC times a negative 16 is just a negative 16 AC. AC times a negative B, and remember, put them in alphabetical order. A negative times a positive is a negative, so we know it's going to be a negative, and then it will be A, B, C. AC times 15 is just 15AC, and AC times X, alphabetical order again, so it would be ACX. Okay, so now we have multiple letters being multiplied together. So we have X times X. So remember, everything has an exponent of 1 on it, even if you can't see it. There's a little exponent of 1 on there. So if we have X to the first times X to the first, a long time ago at the beginning of the year, we learned that when you multiply exponents, you really add them. So that would be x to the second power. Here we have x to the second times x to the third, and remember we add them, so it would be x to the fifth. Okay, you always add the exponents when multiplying. So we'll multiply numbers and add exponents in this one. I'm going to put the answer for this one down here so that I can write nice and big. So we do x times 6x. So it would be 6x, remember this is an exponent of 1, and an exponent of 1, so it's a total of 2, so 6x squared. X to the first times 3y, so it'd be 3xy. X times z is just x, z. X times negative 7, negative 7x. X times 19, 19x. X times a negative x. So a negative times a positive is a negative. Put down the x. We have one of them up at the outside, one of them on the inside, so we have a total of 2. So it's a negative x squared. Negative x, or x times a negative x squared, so it's going to be a negative. X again, we have an exponent of 2 here and an exponent of 1 there, so we have a total of an exponent of 3. X times 2x squared is 2x to the third. And then we have x times 4, which is just 4x. They're getting a little bit bigger and a little bit more complicated as we go. Okay, in this example, we have a letter and a number on the outside, so we're multiplying every single thing within this bracket by 2y. So again, we're going to have a really big bracket to end it. Okay, so 2y times 9y. So 2 times 9, you do that first, that's 18. And then the y and the y is, how many y do you have? You got 2 of them. So it's 18y squared. 2y times 8, 2 times 8 is 16, and there's just 1 y in this case. 2y times y squared, there's no other number, so the 2 just comes down. We have 1y here and 2y here, so we have a total of y to the 3rd power. 2y times z, there's no other numbers, so it's just 2, and then a y and a z, again in alphabetical order. 2y times -4, -4 times 2 is a -8. There's no other letters, so you just bring the y over. 2y times 3, 2 times 3 is 6. There's no other letters, so just bring the y over. 2y times 2y, 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have a y, but how many y's do we have? We have 1 there and 1 here, so we have a total of 2. So your exponent's 2. 2y times a, there's no other numbers, so it's 2. And then there's a letter. There's an a and there's a y, so a, y. 2y times 11, 2 times 11 is 22. There's no other letters, so just bring the y over. 2y times -6, -6 times 2 is a -12, and bring down the y. 2y times 0, anything times 0 is 0. 2y times 8, 2 times 8 is 16, and then bring over the y, and that is your answer. They're long, but you won't have tons and tons of them today. Okay, last one, we have 2 letters on the outside being multiplied by everything inside of here. So again, you're going to need a big old matrix at the bottom because you have to have a separate answer for every one. No numbers will be multiplied in here. You're only going to be adding exponents because there is no number in front of the AB. So AB times AB squared. We have 1 here, 1 here, 1 on the A, and 2 on the B. So if we add the 1 and the 1, we have 2 separate A's. We have 1B here and 2B here, so we have a total of B to the 3rd. So it's A squared B to the 3rd. Now AB times 2A, the number just comes down. Now we have 1A here and 1A here, so we have a total of 2A, so you got to put a little square there, and then a B. AB times 7B, 7 just comes down. We only have 1A, and then we have a B outside and 1B inside, so we have a total of 2B. -6 times AB is just a -6, A and B. Now we're multiplying by 0 here. Anything times 0 is always 0. We love those when they're in there because you just get to put 0. AB times 4 is just 4AB. This one's a little longer. AB times all this stuff here. So we start with a 3. We have 2 A's here and 1 over here, so we have a total of A to the 3rd. We have 2 B's here and 1 over here, so we have a total of B to the 3rd. And then there's no other C's, so it's just C squared. 16 times AB is 16AB. A to the 14th. Okay, so we have A to the 14th and then 1 more A over here, which means we have 15 total A's. And then still just that 1 B. And that's the end.